for Russian national exam. Yeah, and the topic of our presentation is how to describe pictures in English. So firstly, I'd like you to know that describing a picture in English is useful in many exams, like FCE, CAE, PTE, CAE, oh, sorry, okay, and a Russian national exam. And today, our learning outcomes will be the following. Firstly, I'll remind you of key vocabulary, exam prompts, and planning for tasks 3 and 4, because the title of our presentation is describing pictures, okay? And these are tasks 3 and 4 in the speaking section of Russian national exam. Also, I'll give you a few tips how to cope successfully with these exam tasks. And finally, we'll look at common mistakes and learning strategies. Well, and by the end of this short presentation, you will learn how to describe a picture in English in clear, detailed language. Well, first of all, a few words about myself. My name is Valeria Goncharova. Okay, so, and I'm a teacher with around 20 years experience at this university. So, and at our department, Institute of International Education, I work with students of different levels. So beginners, elementary students, pre-intermediate students, intermediate, upper intermediate, or advanced. And of course, so I like my job, and I try to teach them through culture, yes, their personal experience, everyday situations. I also work with master's students, yes, and no, actually, you may find all the information on our website. I mean, the site of the Institute of International Education, if you want to know more about me. Well, and this is a brief introduction of myself. So, before we start discussing speaking section task 3, let me ask you a few questions. Okay, just a moment, we have someone. Okay, I don't know why, but I can't use. How long is task 3? I'm sorry, there is something wrong. How long is task 3 in the speaking section? Do you remember? You may write me in the chat. Well, so who knows the right answer? Okay, I may just write my question in the comments. How long is task 3 in the speaking section? So I mean, how much, no. So how much do you have to talk? We're talking about task 3. No, it's not it's not 1.5 minutes. It's just the preparation time, you know, just you have to think a little bit. Yeah, thank you very much. So 2 minutes maximum. Thank you very much. Well, and the next question is, well, I'm absolutely sure that you will answer it very quickly. How many sentences should you say when you describe a picture in task 3? Do you remember? 10, 12, no. No. Okay, so Katya Milukova, thank you very much. From 12 to 15. Okay, be very careful about this. Yes, thank you, thanks everyone. Okay, from 12 to 15. Is it true that you have to talk with other candidates? Is it true that you have to talk with other candidates? Well, okay, yeah, so thank you. Of course, no. Okay, because actually task 3 and task 4 are in the form of a monologue. Okay, so, and sometimes it is very difficult, okay, for us. Well, thanks a lot. Sorry, just a moment. Okay, nice. So, and let's talk about task 3. Russian state exam, yeah, so actually there is a mistake. Okay, task 3. So you have the task, right? So the formula is, or the instruction. These are photos from your album. Choose one photo to describe it to your friend. And you will have to start speaking in 1.5 minutes. Okay, so I will speak for not more than 2 minutes. Okay, so just you have answered these questions in the right way. Okay, and now I'll give you just a few tips how to cope with this task successfully. Okay, and after that, so just we will look into just the useful languages, etc. First of all, useful tips. Okay, the first tip is choose the photo that is easiest for you to describe. No, so just you understand that before you choose, you look at all 3 photos, yes, and you ask yourself which one is the easiest to describe, okay, and you will choose the photo that you know what to talk about. Great. The next tip is read through the prompts and carefully plan what you are going to say. Actually, I'll go further and let's have a look at them. So just we're talking about these 5 prompts. Yeah. So actually, this is a plan how to describe a photo. Okay. So that is why read through the prompts and carefully plan what you are going to say. Okay. So as it means that if you carefully plan what you're going to say, that is why you will get the highest score. Okay, make sure you say 12, 15 sentences. Okay, not 10, okay, not 11, and 12. I'll just tell you that the risk is if you say only 11 sentences out of 15, you might have the lowest score. Actually, some experts say that you may have 0. Okay, so that is why, unfortunately, you know, the task is that you have to say from 12 up to 15 sentences. Okay, the next tip is that you have to say an introductory sentence or 2, such as, look at this photo. What do you think of it? Okay, so just why? So the thing is that this information is not mentioned in your task. But I mean that you have to just say 2 introductory sentences. The task says that you are describing one photo to your friend. Yes, and for example, the phrase that you should start with is, I've chosen photo number this and that. Okay, actually, you refer to your friend. That's why it's very important if you say these 1 introductory sentence or just 2. So my favorite ones are, look at this photo. What do you think of it? Okay, actually there are 2 sentences and they will be counted. The next tip is make sure you talk about all the prompts in the right order. Okay, let's go further and let's see where and when the photo was taken, who's in the photo, what is happening, why you keep the photo in your album, why you decided to show the picture to your friend. Okay, and the next tip is that remember to use various tenses. For example, use present continuous to describe what is happening. Okay, is it okay? What is happening in the picture, and past simple to describe where and when you took it. Okay, so just I suppose that you may you can remember this. Well, the next is, if you're not sure of what the people are doing, use speculating phrases. Actually, speculating can help you make a more detailed answer. But in our case, using such phrases as I suppose, it might be, it must be, just help you. But when you're not sure, you know, that if you're not sure what the people are doing, so does it help you just make your answer more detailed? Okay, as I just repeated this. Okay, my example is, for example, you can see a guy climbing up a mountain, but you're not sure whether he's climbing up or climbing down. So that's why you may just say that I suppose, yeah, the guy is climbing down this mountain, or just climbing up, as I said. Well, and remember to give reasons for the final two prompts. Let's have a look again. Why you keep the photo in your album, and why you decided to show the picture to your friend. Actually, my advice is to give two reasons for each prompt. Okay, so that's why, because you will have a chance to say 12 to 15 sentences. Okay, I'll just demonstrate it to you. For example, look, we have a photo of a happy family right here. Okay, there are 3 of them in this picture. And I just prepared for you a sample answer. Okay, and my plan, okay, I divided these 5 prompts. Okay, and I decided to make just a plan and add 2 more steps. For example, I start with the introductory sentence, 1 or 2 sentences, okay, and I added the conclusion sentence. That's important too. Well, and a sample answer, okay, I may read it, or just if you or you may read it yourself. So, introduction. As you know, I'm thinking about taking up photography, and here is my first try. Or just my favorite sentences are, have a look at this photo, what do you think of it? So why I've chosen photo number 1, this sentence, you can't get points for this sentence. That's why I decided to show it to you, but delete it. Okay, and then the next step is to say 2 or 3 sentences where and when the photo was taken. For example, the photo was taken, sorry, so there is a typo. The photo was taken, or I took the photo last week, last month, or a year ago. You know, some experts say that it's better to avoid repetition. So what I mean is, look at the prompt. It says where and when the photo was taken. Okay, and you repeat the phrase, this photo was taken. I'm not sure whether it is true or not, but in order to be on the safe side, you may use the phrase, I took this photo. okay? And you use past simple, of course. I took this photo last week, last month, or a year ago. I'm sorry. There is someone who wants to join us. Okay. Well, now I have to switch it off. Just a moment, please. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do it less. Well. Okay, and I underlined not just the key language here. Okay. Actually, I should have underlined. I took this photo last week, last month, or a year ago. Well, so just, and if you look back, it was my uncle's birthday, and we went to see him at his house. Okay, so where? Last week, last month, or a year ago? Okay, when? Oh, sorry, when? Last week, last month, or a year ago? Okay, and where? At his house. Okay, so actually I tried to follow the prompt. Well, the next next step is to describe who or what or who is in the photo, and you may say 2 or 3 sentences as well. For example, in the picture you can see my cousin Alexei with his dearest or his family next to him. His wife Tatiana is right beside him, holding their daughter Anne. I think that you may use Russian names. That's okay. But if you say that it's you in the photo, with your cousin, your sister, it would sound a little bit strange. Okay, that's why you may use just your family members as the characters in the photo, but try to avoid putting yourself. Okay. The next step is to describe what is happening. And again, you may just give or say 2 or 3 sentences. Well, I just wrote all 3 of them are smiling or are posing for the camera. They seem to be quite happy. Yes, they're holding each other, which I believe show their unity. The problem here is that this is a motionless picture, and they're just sitting and smiling. That's why it's really difficult just to say who is or what is happening in the photo. But don't forget that you may just not enlarge, but say more sentences when you talk about what or who is in the photo. For example, you say that they're sitting in their living room, and they're sitting on this comfortable sofa, but don't say too much. Okay, so as you may use some details, but don't say too much in order to be on the safe side, or you will say more than 15 sentences. Okay, well, the next is why you keep the photo in the album. Again, 2 or 3 sentences. Well, I wrote, I keep this photo in my album because it reminds me of how much I love my cousin and his family. Well, and what about another reason? Well, it was really difficult. Also hope someday after many years, Alexei, Tatiana, and Anne will look at this picture and remember those happy moments. So I was just thinking a little bit. And even for me, it was a little bit difficult to think about 2 reasons. Okay, why you decided to show this picture to your friend? Again, my advice is to say 2 or 3 sentences. Okay, actually, I wrote only 2 of them. I decided to show this picture to you because you've never met my cousin's family before, and I truly want a happy relationship as my cousin does. And the most important part here is the conclusion. I guess that's all I wanted to say about this photo. Well, that's all for now. I'm looking forward to your reaction. See you. It's another way of concluding your talk. So I'm looking forward to your reaction. See you. 2 sentences. Okay, my advice is to use, I like the phrase, I guess that's all I wanted to say about this photo. And if we calculate the number of sentences in my speech, for example, I will take 2 in introduction, 2 plus around, not around, but 2 in where and when the photo was taken. It means 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so just I have 14 sentences. Okay, so that's why, of course, you may say more. I don't know, just in what is happening. Okay, step. Is it okay? Yeah. Well, and sorry about that. Okay, so just you may have different variants. You know, everything depends on the picture. So that's why, you know, my advice is to practice as much as you can. Okay, so just try to describe as many pictures as you can. I will repeat what I have already said, that you should practice your everyday English. Actually, so just many exams include this part or this section only because they want people to speak fluently, yes, and freely. Well, the next is, let's go to and discuss our next slide. Okay, so just task 4, Russian state exam, task 4. Here you have to study the 2 photographs. Yes, so just the task sounds a little bit similar, yeah, because you have 1.5 minutes, and you have to speak for not more than 2 minutes, okay, and you have to talk continuously. Well, my tips. Okay, so let's talk about my tips, useful tips. Okay, so, and here they are. Well, so just use this time before you speak to plan what you are going to say. Actually, this task is more challenging than the previous one because here you have to compare and contrast 2 photos, and actually it should be a monologue, yes, and you have to talk continuously, so you try to tie your ideas together, okay, connect your ideas. So that's why when you have this time, it's really difficult. Firstly, you have to find at least 1 or 2 similarities or 1 or 2 differences, okay? So that's why our next tip is think about the most important similarities and the most important differences. Even the number of people in 2 pictures can be just a difference, or can refer to a difference. The next is decide what your preference is and think of 1 or more reasons why you prefer that. Okay, and this is what you have to do when you plan your talk. Okay, similarities and differences and giving reasons. Well, so that is why, look, my advice to you is, firstly, talk about 2 similarities and 2 differences, and think about 2 reasons why I prefer this or that. Why am I talking like this? Because in order to be on the safe side again, because you may not have 12 sentences. So that's, the thing is that you may fail, and you may say only 10 or 11 sentences. That's why 2, 2, and 2. 2 reasons, 2 similarities, and 2 differences. And don't forget that you should start your spoken answer with an introductory phrase. But as far as I remember, it is written in the task. I'm going to compare and contrast these 2 pictures, but you have to repeat it. Okay. The next, you have to follow the prompts and make sure you include all information you need to. Well, here. No, let's go further first of all. Okay, planning. Again, 5 prompts. Give a brief description of the photos. Say what the pictures have in common. Say in what way the pictures are different. Express a preference about some aspect of the pictures and explain why or give a reason. As far as I remember, in the demo version of this Russian national exam, when you give a brief description of the photos, you should mention location and action for every picture. This is very important. And that's why when you follow these prompts, okay, just remember that prompt number 1, you have to mention action and location. Okay, prompt number 2, you have what the pictures have in common. You have to say or give 2 similarities. Prompt number 3, say in what way the pictures are different. You have to give 2 differences. Prompt number 4, express a preference about some aspect of the pictures. Well, the thing is, you have to remember what verb structure is given in prompt 4. For example, in some tasks, they say, say which way of learning presented in the picture you'd prefer. If you say I prefer instead of I'd prefer, it means that you didn't understand the communicative task. Okay, and therefore this aspect is not considered to be solved. And you will be given less marks for this answer. Okay, so you should remember, express a preference about some aspect of the picture. You have 3 phrases: I prefer, I'd prefer, I preferred as a child, for example, sorry. Okay, I preferred as a child. Okay, just a moment. Well, and explain why or give a reason. 2, again, 2 reasons. Well, now let's calculate all together. And I prepared for you a sample answer. Introduction. Actually, it is only 1 sentence. I'd like to compare and contrast these 2 photos. Brief description, don't forget, action and location. Well, so these are 2 pictures. Sorry. Okay, I just wanted to demonstrate to you. So here they are. Okay, a group of children and a family with a child. So this is my sample answer. If you look at the first picture, there is a family with a little child celebrating Christmas at home. Again, action, yes, and location, at home. In the second picture, we can see children who might be having a birthday party in the garden. Actually, why might be? Speculating. Look, all of them have presents. I'm not sure whether they're celebrating a birthday party. So actually, it may be just a party dedicated to, I don't know. Maybe they finished the grade. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. That's why I am speculating. Okay, because don't forget that you have to explain why. So the next is similarities. Again, I tried to give 2 sentences. I'm sorry, I write 2 reasons. Okay, 2. Just two. One thing they have in common is that the family and the children are holding presents. Another similarity is that all of them are full of joy and excitement. They're smiling and happy. Actually, I underlined some of the phrases in my sample answer because I just want to show you useful language. Okay, well, so once you may use one thing they have in common is, yes, another similarity is that. Okay, all of them are full of joy and excitement. They're smiling and happy. Actually, I said 3 sentences. Okay, but I only gave 2 similarities. Okay, differences again 2. Well, 2. There are some differences though. While the family is staying at home, the children are celebrating outside. Okay, it's one difference. Another difference is that in the first picture we can see a child, whereas in the second picture there is a group of children. Okay, why not? Okay, again, 2 differences. Preferences. Look at the prompt. My prompt, so that the prompt in this task says, say which of the celebrations presented in the pictures you preferred as a child. That's why you can't use the phrase I prefer or I'd prefer. Unfortunately, you have to repeat the phrase I preferred a birthday party as a child presented in the second picture. I preferred a birthday party as a child presented in the second picture. Okay, explain why. Again, 2 reasons. I've made such a choice as I remember how much fun I had with my friends. We played different games, sang karaoke songs, and danced. Also, again, if we're just returning to birthday, my birthday is a special day for me, as I receive lots of gifts from people who really want to see you happy. Don't forget about the conclusion. Well, so just that's all I wanted to say. Well, sometimes I use 2 words, 2 synonymous words, photos and pictures. Is there any difference between them? No, actually, picture means any visual representation of anything. So that is why if you capture something with a camera and store it in your memory card, it can be a picture, a photo, or even an image. So that's why you may use pictures, 2 words, pictures or photos. Okay, it's up to you. Well, we're just coming to the final stage of our short presentation. And this is, let's talk about common mistakes. Sorry? Yeah. Let's talk about common mistakes. Well, repeating the same word or phrase too many times. No, of course, you understand that if you repeat the same word again and again, the examiner will think that you have limited lexical resource, right? And for example, it was an interesting experience because I met interesting people and interesting things. Well, so, okay, sorry. I do not think that it makes sense. Sorry. Okay. Well, that's why try to use various synonymous words and expressions. Okay. The next mistake. Saying too much or too little. Sorry, but I'll just want to go back to my sample answer. Actually, if you remember, so children and child and the family, I just had this difficulty, you know, because look, just let me find it. Even children, you know, how many times do I use this word, children? Okay, in the second picture, we can see children who might be having a birthday party. Another, okay, no, they, okay, family and the children again. The children are celebrating, okay, a child. And then I just transfer children to friends. Okay, so that's why I'm just showing you how it is difficult, when you have just the word children, and maybe you might say another synonym, kids, okay, something like that. The next is, okay, let's go to our common mistakes. Saying too much and too little. Okay, we have already discussed it, yeah? So if you say too little, okay, so it means that you will fail your exam, okay? Some experts say it will be 0 if you say less than 12 sentences. My advice is to record yourself, okay? Just try to practice as much as you can, take as many pictures as you can, and record yourself, and then listen to your answer. Well, and if you say too much, okay, so it means that you may risk sounding less coherent and making more making more mistakes. Yeah, so that there is a chance of doing this, and of course you will have so the examiner or the expert will not listen to your 16th and 17th sentence. Okay. Well, the next is memorized answers. Well, I think that try to, of course, all of you learn different topics, different English topics, and sometimes you want to express yourself, and you want to show that you are able to use the words that refer to this or that topic, but try to be yourself, try to sound natural, okay? Try not to recite an answer from your memory, okay, because you'll score less points. The next, answering the wrong question. Well, actually, we already discussed it, okay? You will lose marks if your answer completely fails to address the question. Okay, don't forget that we talked about, for example, express a preference about some aspect of the pictures. Okay, I prefer or I'd prefer. So actually, so just we think that you answer the wrong question. Using wrong prepositions. Well, so many teachers say that the most popular mistake is on the picture, at the photo, instead of in the picture and in the photo. Well, the next is using present simple to describe pictures. It's a mistake, so just we discussed it again. You forget to use the present continuous form of verbs to describe action in the photo. So just you say the girl eats popcorn. Okay. Also, I'd like to add that some people see, for example, the snow and say that it is early spring. No, it's okay. Okay, it happens in Russia, by the way. Sorry. For example, you see the snow, but you say that it's early autumn. Well, so another example. It's not very successful, but anyway, try to be more specific. And if you see the specific detail, okay, you may speculate. It must be, it might be, okay? Just don't try to give false information. The next, missing out a or the. Well, actually, yes, so just there are many different rules for using the article, but the most popular mistake is, for example, there is boy in the photo. Yeah, there is a boy in the photo, and after that you have to use the boy is, and etc. Well, and using the wrong form of the verb. No, it's very common, a really common mistake is not matching the form of a verb with the subject of a sentence. The photo show, okay, us people in the cinema instead of shows, okay? Or both pictures show us. Both pictures shows us. Okay, this is a mistake. Well, and a funny slide for you, okay, because we talked about serious things. A funny slide, effective learning strategies. Well, so let's imagine that it is July or August. I'm not sure whether the Russian national exam session will start, okay? But actually, effective learning strategies. Prepare the night before. What am I talking about? Oh, lay out your clothing, pens, pencils, a watch, and school supplies, because you don't want to be rushing around in the morning. Get a good night's sleep. A solid 8-hour sleep, you know, can recharge your batteries very well. The next is be sure to eat breakfast. Yeah, I think that it's very important to eat breakfast, okay, and to be more relaxed. Okay, avoid caffeinated drinks. Actually, so just some doctors say that it's not very healthy. And leave yourself enough time in the morning. It means that you should add extra 15 minutes to the time you normally need to get ready in the morning. You can review your notes for a few extra minutes. And of course, build your self-confidence. Remind yourself that you have prepared well and you will do well, because positive attitude brings great results. So actually, this is that is all I wanted to say about this useful skill, okay, how to describe pictures. I remind you that this skill is prepared not for Russian national exam, but for other exams, you know, and with some maybe differences, slight differences. But actually, it's a good way of practicing your everyday speech and improving your speech skills. Well, now we have the final stage, the final stage. It's a Q&A session, question and answer session. So here you may ask me questions. Yes, I'll try to answer them. Well, if I just am able to do it, I mean, so that if you ask me something that I know really well. Okay, well. Well, I'm not talking about useful books or textbooks, because I'm absolutely sure that you know that there are lots of sources, yes, and I don't know, if you just Google a Russian national exam, you will have lots of sites that might prepare you for this. Well, so that's why I do not think that it is necessary to do it here. Okay, so I'm just waiting for your questions if you have. Well, don't hesitate. Okay. No, if you just ask me in Russian, okay, I will just speak Russian, you know, because that's it will be much easier for me to explain to you. Какие ошибки наиболее простительны, какие самые тяжелые, за них снимают много баллов. Простительные. Ну, я думаю, что простительные ошибки, касающиеся все-таки, например, артиклей, да, то есть, может быть, какая-то ваша невнимательность на картинке, то есть вы, например, как я уже говорила, заметили снег, а сказали, что это, предположим, ранняя осень, когда снега не бывает, да, то есть это простительные такие вот опечаточки, вот. Сейчас, секунду. Какие самые тяжелые? Вот я сказала, что 11 предложений считается самой тяжелой ошибкой, потому что я не знаю, конечно, как будет сейчас, но в 2020 году все-таки мы все сидим на дистанционном образовании, и вроде бы сходили такие слухи, что будет немножечко полегче. Но не знаю, но на самом деле многие эксперты говорят, что за 11 предложений, обратите внимание, ставят по нулям за все, как сказать... ну, там, если не ошибаюсь, идет шкала оценивания в три этапа. Вот за эти все 3 этапа они снимают баллы. Так, is it enough to say that's all I wanted to say at the end of the third task? Okay, yes, so just why not? So just, it's very important to say the final phrase, to make the so-called conclusion. Okay, that's all I wanted to say. Also, you may add, that's all I wanted to say about, so just, it's okay to say about this picture, so just why not? Okay. Well, so just, do you have any other questions? Say a bigger introduction in the task 3. Like more than 2 sentences. Can you give me an example, Lada? So because I just wonder, I do not know. Okay, I have looked through many just introductory sentences, but or introductions for the task 3. Okay, for task 3, sorry, and I just found 1 sentence or 2 sentences. Well, I didn't find 3 sentences, unfortunately. So if you can give me an example, let's just see whether we can just use it or not. Okay, so just not at all. The dear friend, you know that my sister is a globetrotter. Wow. Let's say she went to Europe and took this photo in. Okay, so Lada, sorry, but let's go back to introduction. Introduction. Sorry, just a moment. Introduction. To start with, dear friend, you know that my sister is a globetrotter. Last year, she went to Europe and took this photo in Paris. I know. The mistake is that it sounds like an essay. You know, it's this. Okay, dear friend, you know that my sister is a globetrotter. Okay, so that this is the so-called writing language. Okay, not an informal one. Let's say she took this photo in Paris. So, don't forget that you have to share. Okay, last year she went to Europe and took this photo in Paris. And you have to add, have a look at this photo. What do you think of it? Because you wait for your friend's reaction, you know. Lada, let's make things more simple. How many sentences? So there will be 5, actually. Dear friend, you know that my sister is a globetrotter. Last year she went to Europe and took this photo in Paris. Have a look at this photo. What do you think of it? So you answered that she went to Europe, took this photo in Paris. Okay. So, and you answered, sorry, but you answered there when, where, and when the photo was taken. So actually, yes, Lada, why not? So because everything is okay, but don't forget to add 2 more sentences. That's why look at my plan: introduction and where and when the photo was taken. So that is why you will have around 5 sentences. Why not? Okay, so just why not? Thanks a lot. Okay, it was quite unusual. Okay, but don't forget to just ask your friend's response. Okay, that's very important. Well, anything else? I think that I'm really happy that you have joined this webinar. Okay, I wish you success. Okay, and I wish you to pass this exam with flying colors. Okay, so just hello, sorry. Okay, I wish you